Hey John, it's Tom. Hey, here's a video I promised you about the supports I made for this little baler. Alright, so just an overview. This is the hydraulic side, the bale wrap side, whatever. I forget what I called it in the video. In the email. But as you can see, it's the the string side anyway. All right, so down here, you can see where it's busted. Here's where I've got it attached to the baler. Here again, a little overview. There. You can see where it's busted. I hadn't welded that yet because I wanted to get this bracket made and get this email to you. Or get this to you. Anyway, so here's the bracket I made. As you can see, it's 1 inch by 1 inch, I believe is what it is. Angle iron, 1/8 inch thick. I welded and made a L bracket, just cut a little piece and made an L bracket, drilled 2 holes in it here, 2 holes in it here. Now this one here, what I did was I used the wrong screw. I used sheet metal screws instead of self-tapping screws. I should have used self-tapping screws because that sheet metal's thicker than I thought it was. So I broke the head off of that one, and so that's why I just welded it. That dude's pretty. It's pretty stable. I'm pulling on it hard enough to shake the whole mechanism. Now then, because I hadn't welded it down here, if you push that direction, it bows. But if you pull back this way, as it was working, it is really stable. It's real stable. This here, from here to here, I think is 1 3/4 inches. And from here to here, I believe is 5 inches. Hang on a minute, let me see if I got a tape measure. All right, so here's tape measures. 5.5 inches by, what does that say? 1 3/4. Yep, that's what I thought. 1 3/4. And that is, as you can see, it's 1 inch. 1 inch angle iron on that side. Now what I had to do, you can see this little ground out spot here. This here probably had enough travel. Let me show you. Probably had enough travel without it hitting that, but I wanted, just me being me, I wanted it to be able to do that, so I ground that out. I'm not sure that it needs it, but that's what I did. I'm going to paint this. I've got the paint sitting up here, so, but I wanted to get this to you. As you can see here, the pin on this one here, you can actually pull that pin and take this side off. The other side you can't. Hold on a minute, I'll go over there. All right, this here is the drive side, the gear chain side. Here again, overview of this side. Down here you can see where it's bolted in. This side here is busted too, but I caught it soon enough. It's not busted plumb off. This bracket is exact same dimensions, 1 3/4 by 5.5. Has the same 2 holes in it here, but because of the mechanism that's inside this, I didn't feel like I had enough clearance for a bolt head, so I poopy welded it as best I could. And I used a flux core 35 thousandths wire feed welder is what I welded that with. It looks like it got decent penetration. I'm no welder, but whatever. These here again, I used sheet metal screws. They worked fine because they were just in the sheet metal. The one thing that I did run into was on this side where I put the screw was also where that finger bar, that feeder bar, that whatever bar also mounts. And so I had to cut that screw off a little bit, but that's no big deal. Here again, I cut that notch out. This one here, it would miss it if it was slid all the way out, but if it slid in it would tap it. So I went ahead and cut that off. But as you can see here, you can't get that pin out. So you have to remove this whole thing to take that pin out. And if the hole had been drilled vertical in it instead of horizontal, it would have been better. But I'm not going to re-drill that. I could, I guess, but I'm not going to. If it gets to where I have to take it off 2 or 3 times, I will do that, because these here, I tried to tighten the fool out of them. But this one here, same thing. In the working, you can see that it moves a little bit in the work, but it's got to give some. But that bracket doesn't move any. I think that bracket has solved my problem. I know this is run on, and I hadn't really shown you maybe what you wanted to see, but that's what I did. If you need any more information, let me know. I'm going to post this on YouTube and send you a link, because it's too big to email you. And here again, I'm going to paint that, cover that all up, everything. I'm going to paint that. But I did not weld either side on this because it just didn't act like it needed it. But the force of it all is coming toward the bracket and not away from the bracket. This, whatever this deal is holding some of that force and everything. So I didn't weld it there, but I did weld it here simply because I didn't think I had enough clearance inside that mechanism. Again, if you on the other side, there is clearance in there, but it would take self-tapping screws instead of sheet metal screws. Anyway, bud, I'll get this to you, and let me know what you think.